And strength is one of our baseline concepts that's misunderstood. And strength is not just about size, obviously, right? Strength is about bones, tendons, ligaments, central nervous system, all getting stronger. I say, look at me, I'm a small guy, but I'm still strong. And I have a getting strong story, and what this is really about, and how it relates to injury, is I drive my scooter 30 miles north. And I would just zip between the cars all the way up there. And one day, on the ride home, right in front of Gladstone's on Sunset, right where Sunset and PCH meet, I'm going 65 miles an hour, just right around the curve, and someone pulls a U-turn off the curb right in front of me. I slammed into them, full speed, 65 miles an hour. Didn't even see them coming. Right? I was probably lucky I didn't see them. I didn't panic. I didn't brace myself. And I wake up on the street, people are looking at me, and I try to stand up, and there was this awful pain in my hip, like something bad had happened to me. And my immediate gut reaction was like, I broke my pelvis. That's what I thought. Like, I broke my fucking pelvis. It hurts so bad. And ambulance was actually already coming because I was out for a little bit. And it's funny, I don't know if you guys ever had an injury, a severe injury like that, but you're still thinking clearly on a certain level. And I remember thinking, like, I wonder how they put a cast on that. Like, am I going to be like in a full body cast, you know? And they put me in the ambulance, take me to the hospital, and I don't know what's going on, waiting for I get x-rayed, and the doctor comes in, I swear he was smiling, and says, well, at least your femur's not sticking out of your ass. And what he meant was, what had happened to me, I was moving forward really fast, and I hit an object. I suffered what's known as a dashboard injury. So I stopped, and my hip got driven out the back end. I dislocated my hip, right? And because if you look at the hip joint, it's a really deep ball and socket joint with really big muscles around it. To dislocate your hip requires severe trauma. And more than 75% of those injuries include a broken leg because of the trauma. And then this was his joke, another small percentage, the femur can drive out the asshole, right? And that was his joke. I didn't have either of those. So I had dislocated my hip. That was the pain I felt, was all the nerves that were, basically grinding out, that were out of place. And, I'm laying there, and he's like congratulating me for being in the best scenario. And I'm like, I do CrossFit. I squat, And they knocked me out, put my hip back in. And I missed less than a week of work. I was off crutches in 2 weeks. And what I was saying was real. That idea of being strong, it solidified in my mind of, holy shit, how important is that? Because you never know when you're going to get hit by a fucking car. It's real. Accidents happen all the time, right? And I talk about lifting heavy weights, and people are scared of that. Particularly women, because they don't want to get bulky, right? But getting bulky is hard, right? Getting strong is also hard, but it's not size. Now I talk about squatting a heavy weight. Next Friday we're gonna do back squats, okay? And this is one of the strongest movements that we can do. You put a weight on your back, right? And over time, that bar is gonna get heavier and heavier and heavier, to a point where you take the bar off the rack. And everything in your brain, everything in your body, like a protective mechanism, is going to say, don't fucking squat that. It's too heavy. And you're going to say, shut the fuck up, brain. Right? I'm going to commit to this shit. I'm going to... Right? And you go through that experience. What just happened? You just got stronger, more than just muscularly. I went through a very stressful situation, purposefully, right? So not only is my muscle stronger, but my bone density just got enhanced, the tendons and ligaments that hold my body together just got stronger, and my central nervous system became stronger. Meaning, when I hit that fucking car, it wasn't a completely foreign experience to my body. My body is used to a higher level of stress. Right? So my recovery was pretty rapid. And I wasn't even nearly as strong as I am now. You know, some people are like, oh yeah, whatever. I'll say, here's a very real world thing. Every winter we lose about 20 or 30 members to skiing and snowboarding injuries. They just put their membership on hold. Right? And what's the most common injury that happens? What are most of these injuries?
Knees.
Nope.
Wrist and arms.
Wrist, yeah.
I have the
Wrist and shoulder. People fall down. Oh, I can't. I got to put my membership on hold. I hurt my wrist. Right? And I'm going to talk about that logic in a second. But think about this. When I teach the snatch to people, you can see it. It happens maybe 25% of people. I can see that they don't have any interest in learning it. They're just kind of like, it's so much thinking and I just want to look good. Think about this motion. Right? You're catching weight. And our goal, one of the first kind of golden standards for guys, is to be able to snatch your body weight. Right? Think about, you can do that and you fall down. Right? Maybe you won't get injured. Maybe. But this is strength, this type of training, that strength training, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But this is why former athletes can come in here and do way better. Their body is adapted already. They adapted through their youth. But strength is about injury prevention. There's a saying in CrossFit that stronger people are harder to kill and generally more useful. It's true, right? And that's what being strong is about. It's about being a functional human being. It's about injury prevention. It's about longevity. And if nothing else, that's one thing you should prioritize in here. Not how fast you go in a workout. That's part of it. But getting stronger will make you better in the conditioning workouts. Right? Think about you can squat 500 pounds. When you're doing some type of wall ball, you're like, pfft, right? 20 pounds. You can go faster and it feels like nothing. Right? The kipping pull-ups, imagine you can do 50 strict pull-ups, how the kipping will feel. Get stronger. Don't neglect that. Pay attention to that. Okay? That's where it's at. You want to be an elite level athlete, you got to be strong. And it's not just muscles. It's the tendons, ligaments to be able to handle. If you do a heavy snatch, you start to move up to those, and you miss, right? You have a bad rep, that your shoulder can handle that. So that's that slow incremental gain that's about getting stronger. Okay, that's the thing you should prioritize. And mechanics are a big part of that. Okay? Make the workout your own.